Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You are at the drafting phase of Olympus against Spirit. Olympus going in the blue side this time around, and they'll be having first pick, and Spirits will be in the red team with, well, two first picks. So, in this time round, I feel like, ladies and gentlemen, being on the red side does serve as a does have a slight advantage. You can first pick two champions, but it really depends on what Olympus pick. All right, so it's really hard for the first champion to pick only one first hero to pick one hero. The first hero, I don't know. The production is like nodding at me. Champion, yes, keep going. But then again, so it's really up to Olympus here. What are they going to go with their blind pick, literally, for the first hero of the day? Looking at the ban, Spirits banning away the Uranus. They probably watched that stream. I don't know, man. But Uranus definitely is someone that we should respect, where we saw Chinese Elf. Literally, I've seen the chats. They were literally saying like, God Chinese Elf. Literally God Chinese Elf right here with the Uranus. But Olympus gonna go in with the Esmeralda blind pick. Right, well technically Esmeralda was nerfed, especially with the slow. Used to be like 25%, now it's like 10%. But, well, I mean the best part is I think with the Esmeralda Esmeralda first skill, you get to, you know, go in and slow, yet get like additional movement speed. That is just utterly broken. Oh, because Olympus going in with the first pick, with the blind pick, Esmeralda. Spirit's gonna lock in with the Atlas and the Sicilian. So, Sicilian will be scaling into a late game monster whenever, as much as he goes on gathering up as much mana, as gathering as much stacks as possible. He's gonna wave clear super efficiently, catching people with that Sanguine Claws. Not to forget, it also kind of one-more combo with the Atlas, which is kind of good. And oh, Olympus, it feels like a throwback to that previous matchup with Team Prestas, where they see Atlas is given to the other side. Olympus literally almost immediately locked in with the Diggy. However, Olympus revealing their core already. They'll be going for when also a late game monster. And you know, when gets up with the stacks with old marks, and then he goes in the crossbow tank, she's able to go and duel with the likes of Sicilian. He goes in the duel with the likes of Atlas, and in fact, dodging every skill shot that will be crucial in the late game. Both teams are drafting in heroes that will be very powerful in the late game, so respecting that right now. As we're going into the banning phase right now, Spirits identified that Olympus doesn't really have a tank, banning away that Kufra. So Olympus might pick a Hylos or maybe a Grok. So kind of limiting Olympus's pick as of now. Olympus, right now, they can perhaps ban away a mage, or well, banning away the Hellcut that allows, you know, you don't have that sneaky Hellcut ultimate with the Atlas ultimate, and it's like, you know, the lights is turned off, darkness falls, and then Salu or whoever's gonna be controlling Diggy on the side of Olympus, they can't see the incoming Fatal Link. So Olympus identify that threat, taking away that Hellcut. At the same time though, red team, they can pick a core. Okay, Balang. That is kind of good as well. You want to be looking for that locking down and just, you know, make sure that all three of them is clumped up. So Olympus have to play like, you know, the social distancing kind of thing. They cannot stack up together. And yeah, speaking of stacking up, they cannot stack up against an Atlas. They cannot stack up against a Sicilian. So Badang here will be a potential threat. Don't forget, Badang scales extremely powerful. Once he gets his Demon Hunter sword, he is a monster in the lane. You cannot outduel a Badang. So Badang is a threat, whereas Olympus this time around, okay, they're going to go in, tease a little bit of the Jawhead and the Freya, while they'll be locking in with the Freya and the Hylos. Alright, Hylos will be there to provide that additional escape or engage with the Glorious Pathway, and Freya, the super tanky and fighter, probably have to go and match up with the Badang. So, well, you can see kind of how they're going to play this game right now. You can see that Olympus drafting into picks that are kind of standard. They're not really notable, but they have a decent amount of damage coming out. Freya coming out from Wen, come out from Esmeralda, where Spirits will be ending this drafting phase with a carry. So, Spirits, they are thinking about the late game. While Olympus, technically, they have one hero that can go into the late game, which is the Wen which will scale. Well, technically, yes, the Esmeralda can scale as well, but after a while, she kind of spawns off in the late game, and she just gets constantly melted if she doesn't pack the Purify. But at the same time, though, it's just so much late game potential coming out from our Spirits red team here, or Spirits with the Sicilian, who has been looking to stack as much as possible. So he will be one of the main valuable target of Olympus to take down. Perhaps they need to use the Freya diving in. They need to use the Esmeralda diving in order to take out that peasky Sicilian. But then again, they have the best part is Olympus has the Diggy. So maybe with a well-timed ultimate, they can potentially cancel off, first of almost, the Sanguine Claws. Second of almost, the Fatal Link. So that really have to depend. But Olympus, they have a proven track record in using that Diggy to its best. So ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Once again, let's hop into the battlefield right here. Spawning at the bottom corner will be Olympus in blue and Spirits in red, as they're both used going for a 1-3-1, I presume. Diggy will be there to help out when in the early game to... Wait, hold on a second. It's a 1-2-2. Is this a 1-2-2? Alright, this time around, Olympus is looking to swap out a little bit, so I don't think you can do anything at this point of time. You know, back off Atlas, whereas Apollo will be here to try to secure. Inspire is almost already used almost immediately. Oh, Snow! Snow! That red buff seal! Such disrespect coming out from Snow, as Apollo is like, okay, you know what? We have to take it back, as Ares is on the case as well, trying to soak up as much pain as possible, but the Revitalize will not go down, as Apollo is on the case as well. Double kill? No, okay, Diggy takes down the Atlas, and wait, hold on a second, I thought someone actually... Oh no! Oh my goodness, Apollo is just jumping to its Knights out. Okay, you know what? Counter whatever they say, you know. Wen is a late game monster, but no. Apollo says no. I'm gonna show you how to use Wen at its early game, as he will be walking out of there, dishing out so much damage. A potential Sage kill right there, but Sage got that first double kill. So immediately the balance, the scale is imbalanced. Spirits have that gold lead, and they have the red buff lead that Wen is going to take some time to, you know, scale back. Hopefully that red buff is not going to cost them as much, or they might be looking at a red buff invade. Spirits definitely feeling very good about themselves. Yes, they traded away the Atlas, they traded away the Snow, but giving that 2 kills on top of Sage with the Bounty Hunter, that feels good. With that bonus gold, and speaking of feeling good, Chinese Elf is looking to feel good right again. Last Insanity will be used by Farah to pop and get out of dodge as he escaped from a 3-man. As Reinforcement coming down for Spirits again. Ooh, it feels like Olympus is having a bit of trouble. The Chinese Elf himself will be diving right on top of Sage, as Sage will be looking off, sacrificing soul a little bit. The Apollo taking down the Atlas, and will be followed up with another kill of Sage as well. Now Snow finally shows up at the battlefield. Don't forget, Apollo, he's already level 4. He has the crossbow attack. Crossbow attack will be used. Farah looking very down. Last Insanity pop, but misses Apollo. Apollo will be chasing out. Second claws misses. Farah looking very low, as Apollo have to jump back. Snow looking to make that play, but the Sanguine Claws probably on cooldown, but so is on the case. The backing of Apollo is interactive. Sanguine Claws was used. Salute preemptively. The ultimate will be used, as the Olympus team have to back off. Wow, that was a very good fight at the top lane. It's just both sides bringing on their A game. They are looking to represent Singapore Polytechnic in Campus Legends, and they're showing us very good games this time around. I'm really glad to be casting these 2 games, to be honest, guys. And it's just so nice to watch them just going up against toe in toe. They know what they're doing. They're not making like unnecessary moves. And speaking of unnecessary moves, look at them. Olympus, they're stationing themselves. They're looking to gank. Okay, Glorious Pathway will be used. So with the Fatal Links will be used. But oh, Salute came in at the wrong time. Snow with the Bad Feast going up, dishing out so much damage. Revitalize will be used. Salute looking very low. Apollo looking very low. So as the escape without... Oh, that was so nail-biting, to be honest. Olympus managed to get out of there safely. Initially, they're looking to rotate to gang mid and rotate to Turtle, but no. Spirit is like, that Turtle is mine, and I'm gonna take it. As Turtle will be slain by Sage, looking to push on that gold lead. Taking this blue buff once again. Well, Sage does require a blue buff in order to dash left, right, center. Try to kite the Apollo, try to kite Ares as well. And Sicilian is also dishing out so much damage at the same time though. Anubis, oh, camera. Anubis, oh, Flicker will be used as Sapu will be looking to disengage. Looking at the item right now. Oh, okay, I really didn't catch that. But anyways, it just feels like gold lead, Spirits does have it in hand. The rotational skills, it feels like Spirits has the better rotation. So finally going in, the Sanguine Claws will be catching Ares. Ares is looking here, crossbow attack will be used. So is the main target as of now, but look at the meltdown as Soul takes out all the damage from Wen, but Wen will be going down, taken down by Sage. Snow maybe still Sanguine Claws, nice Sanguine Claws land, but not going to be following up anything as Sage and Snow will be pushing down that mid lane turret. Olympus, the Wan will have to back away. Sapu, Anubis on a one-on-one fight. Look at that as Anubis with the shield. Going to be regenerating that and walking out of there alive. And hold on a second though. Wow. The onslaught doesn't stop. The Spirits is at the top lane again. Chinese Elf not looking very good. Last Insanity being popped. Getting 4-man gang. Feels bad, bro. Feels bad. Chinese Elf unable to escape from that gank. I mean, like, the mid lane is super open. And of course, it's gonna rotate up to the top lane. Whereas Anubis and Sapu, they feel like they're fighting it well. Like, both sides looking very even in terms of, well, okay, fine. That first death from Anubis is still okay, but in terms of the landing phase, Anubis and Sapu, they are basically toe to toe. So it remains in what other players on the board are doing. As Soul ejected, going in, the stun goes down, not gonna follow up anything at all as Olympus identifies the fact that, okay, we're taking very bad fights. We are super behind in the gold lead. Look at that. 6 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, already 3k gold lead. That's one item difference already as the Sanguine Claw lands on top of Ares as Ares soak up that damage. Apollo is the soft inner insights they are looking for. Anubis looking for a flank, unfortunately unable to look for it as Badang will have free farm at the bottom lane. But hold on a second here. So Ares Snow just chipping away Ares' HP bar. At the same time, Farah already have the immortality. Is not and Freya, or basically Chinese Elf, is not looking very good in terms of that fight. And at the same time, Apollo is just scrounging up for as much gold as possible. You know the fight does. Oh, very nice sidestep coming out from Anubis as Sapu will be the one thinking that he has the upper hand, but nope, Anubis has the upper hand as he's going to be chasing him down. But baiting out that ulti, that is a very good play coming out from Anubis. Oh, look at that. The fight is still going on. As, oh, the Hunter Sword will be bought by Apollo on the other hand. Okay. But that's not going to be enough. What are you going to do against this? Oh, Apollo getting caught out of position right here as Snow literally melts down the HP of Apollo. Apollo will be going down in the hands of a Flicker Fatal Links as well. Snow is pressing on. They know, Spirits know they have the advantage. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be looking at a 10-minute game. At this point in time, look at the clock. We're only in 7 minutes mark. We're already in a turret. Oh, where did Anubis come from? Taking down Snow. This is Olympus' time to shine. They have to rush against Sage. But no, they're focusing all their damage on top of Soul. Sage is your main target, but Soul will be going down first. Now Sage is in a lot of trouble as Chinese Elf shutting down Carry. Look at that corpse right lying down on that floor. Chinese Elf barely escaped with that HP. Sapu looking to push away. It's like telling, hey, you know, social distancing right now. Okay, done with the social distancing jokes. Salu is mine. But knocks away Apollo, but did not follow up. Turtle is still up, ladies and gentlemen. What is Olympus' play? The turrets of the mid lane is still looking very healthy. Olympus this time around feels like the rotation kind of bit them at the backside instead. And, you know, because, you know, how Olympus loves to rotate super aggressively, but Spirits now, they know how to rotate better. Not only they get the kills, well, they also get the farm. 4k gold lead, 5k gold lead, make that 5k gold lead right now at 8-minute mark, even though the kill score is 7 versus 7. Sapu will be using that wall, try to zone out. Oh, Snow is like, nope, you're never gonna go away. Glorious Pathway will be used to get out of dodge, you know, speedy horseman running away from any mistakes that he made, getting caught by that, Snow, getting caught by that Sapu. But then it opens up to Spirits taking this turtle again. Once again, pushing their gold lead way, way ahead. Rotating mid lane. Olympus identifies a threat, but So catches the Fatal Links. Nope, Fatal Links will not land as he knows that Selu needs to be taken out first. Selu goes down. Now there is no Diggy's ultimate to protect them. Anubis very brave flank coming in as Soul drags the team Olympus right into the hands of Sapu's ultimate. Last Insanity being popped. Anubis is still wrecking some havoc at the back line, but no. Spirits turn around immediately to ke belakang pusing, literally, if you guys go to NS. Rotates and takes down Anubis as Spirits is looking to take this kill. Holy moly, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? 10 minutes and they're already knocked. Spirits knocking on Olympus's doors. Olympus, they can't put up this defense. Revitalize being popped, and ladies and gentlemen, GG. Holy moly, where did that come from? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, right? Black Horse. Spirits is that very Black Horse. Olympus, yes, they did a very good game in terms, going up against Priceless, and they know how to rotate aggressively. But this time around, it feels like Spirits knows better. Spirits is like, you know what, you want to rotate? Fine, now let's rotate with you. As Wen at this point of this early game, I don't think a Wen should be rotating. She should be like, farming as much as possible because Wen needs that farm. But Snow, don't forget, Snow with that Sicilian pick, he can rotate. And as long as he deals damage on top to the champion, he's stacking up mana. He's getting that damage. And if you notice, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I love to point this out. At that very last team fight, you saw that Atlas ejecting it, going in, diving into the team, but holding on to that Fatal Links just to make sure, try to scare the Diggy to use his ultimate. Atlas knows he's ahead. He can take all the damage. But then, once Snow takes down that Diggy, Sapu, that's it. Fatal Links, Atlas knows he can use his Fatal Links. Dives right in again. Fatal linking, bringing the blue team or Olympus right into the death trap, which Spirits has made for themselves going up against them. Wow, and that was just, the whole game literally ended in, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, it's like almost 10 minutes. And that was one of the quickest games that we are having in today. And don't forget, Spirits had a bit of trouble going up against newbies early on. They had to bring this whole game into game number 2. And wow, it just feels like, you have that mindset, like, these players that were being shown today, they know how to play Mobile Legends. They're delivering better game. In my opinion, never had so much. I'm not like, I don't know how to say it in a very nice way. It's just, I've never felt so entertained in my life watching these games being played by Singapore Polytechnic players. They're just rotating very well. Like Olympus, they know how to rotate. They can out-rotate. Team Prices, they know how to hold the fort. Even though they're taking bad trades, they're still matching in terms of the gold lead. But Olympus, since they rotated so aggressively, they are behind in gold. Yet they're still looking for fights. Wen is so behind in gold. And Diggy doesn't really do much damage. He's just there as a utility hero. Atlas, yes, he's a playmaker. He sets up for Wen, but Wen doesn't have the damage. Don't forget, Wen needs full marks in order to activate the crossbow tank. And since carry can just, I can just activate my ultimate anytime I want, and I can just bum rush towards you and just like melt your HP down, and that's just it. So for the three musketeers, from both sides, feels like, Spirits have the better musketeers. But you gotta give credit where credit is due. Anubis going in another way round. Whoops, so easy. Going in another way round, like executing those flanks is just amazing as well. Like that takes courage, like lion, steel-hearted courage. No, let's not make it steel. Titanium courage. Just to dive right in, try to buy some time, try to force that fight at the back line, wrecking havoc at the back line, but Spirit has that single track mind in going in to finish the game. They know that Anubis is just a distraction. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I'm excited as well, and we're hopping back into draft for game number 2 with Spirits against Olympus. And back to the drafts we go, ladies and gentlemen, with this time round Spirits on the blue side and Olympus on the red side. And oof, Spirits banning away the Uranus as usual. They just don't want to see a Uranus at all. And for Olympus, what is their play? Are they going to ban that Atlas? Because, you know, they thought they could counter Atlas with the Diggy. But, you know, picking that Diggy means that you have more utility. You don't really have much damage. So sacrificing utility for damage or basically with the CC, with someone who can lock down, questionable. Where you can see, it's visibly during the early game, Spirits out damage Olympus. All right, Olympus gonna be banning away the Lancelot. Olympus gonna be banning away the Lancelot instead. As Spirits, what are they gonna be banning? Banning away the Ling. Okay, fine. Both sides just don't want to see that, you know, 0-100 assassin diving in to, you know, take out the kill and all those kind of stuff, and it's just, you know, eliminate the early game pressure. Whereas for Olympus side now, they're okay. Still their turn to ban, taking their sweet time. I would say go for a ban for Aloy. You ban Aloy, you take away that wombo combo. Unless Spirits goes in with a Atlas first pick. Alright, yep, banning away the Aloy instead. Perhaps they might have heard me, I'm not sure. Alright, Spirits, it's now their turn to blind pick. They can blind pick, take away the Atlas once again. Since the Atlas is the playmaker for Spirits, they might seek to actually, you know, play this again. Once again, literally what I said. Spirits going in with the Atlas. Now, Olympus, what is your play? Are you going to go for a Valir to counter Spirit? Are you going to go in with Valir to at least try to push away and deliver some damage onto the board instead of using the Diggy? Or are they going to use that Diggy once again to just counter? It's just the suspense, man, ladies and gentlemen. The suspense of just them picking their heroes as the counter just counts down to like, what, 0? Esmeralda will be picked and Kufra will be locked in instead, as Spirits will be picking right now with the first 2. They can go for some offlaners since they picked up the Esmeralda. Maybe they can go for a Jawhead. Jawhead is still very open to shut down any potential core that Olympus is looking to pick. Or maybe an X-board, taking away the X-board, since I believe if Olympus doesn't want to go for a Diggy, they might go for a Valir instead, with the Searing Torrent looking to push away that Atlas. But no, Spirits don't fix anything that is not broken. Going in with the snow, going in with the snow, my bad. Going in with the Sicilian, and Spirit is gonna be like, okay, you know what? You play that when play that when game number one. I'm gonna see you in game number 2 when this time route. So will Spirits make the same mistake as Olympus, picking that when and then just, like, you know, go and early roam and hopefully get a early advantage? But no, Olympus gonna go in with a Jawhead instead, looking to target down the soft core of Spirits. Either would be looking at Sicilian or looking to take down the... I would say you have to take down the Wen first, because she poses the most threat, as well. Jawhead will be locking down on top of Wen. The Esmeralda will be going in to lock down that Sicilian. Okay, Olympus is going to ban away Hellcat once again. You just don't want to see an invisible Fatal Links, as Spirit will be taking away a Harif. Okay, that makes sense, because, well, since Olympus already picked that Esmeralda, there is no one, like, basically Harif won't be counted by the Esmeralda anymore. So yes, banning away the Spirits means that Olympus might have a little bit of trouble going with a core. I would say this time around you might want to go with something that is a lot more safe. Oh, they're gonna bring the Diggy back again. Okay, they have that single one-track mind. If Diggy doesn't work, I'm gonna do it again. I respect that. So yeah, Diggy will be picked once again by the side of Olympus. Ooh, Spirits teasing that grandeur, teasing that Ruby, teasing that Badang once again. Oh my goodness me, what is going on? Spirits Oh, Yuzhong? No, you don't. You don't pick Yuzhong in this tournament. Okay, all right. Finally, Spirits. That Granger pick, double MM pick is gonna make get this matchup very interesting. Okay, Spirits gonna end off their draft with the export and a Lunox instead. Okay, Lunox technically okay up against this matchup. You can potentially melt down anyone that's trying to go towards you, like a like you can try to hide with the ultimate with the Lunox when in the light ultimate form, maybe against an Esmeralda, where's the Kufa jumping in. Xbox will be here as well, wave clear duty. Now Olympus, they're going to go for a Gushen instead. Okay, Olympus with the Gushen pick might stand a chance. We might be able to see a game number 3, as long as that Gushen lands that full one-bomb combo on top of either the Lunox or the Sicilian or the Wan. Do note that Spirits, wow, they're just swapping like crazy on the other side of the blue team. Do note that Spirits are packing up with a lot more squishies. So Gushen might have a field day. However, if Gushen doesn't have that early game lead, they might not be able to catch up in terms of the farm, in terms of the damage. So Gushen might be the game changer of this time round. Maybe with the Gushen, they can do those assassinations that's required, but if that Gushen cannot assassinate one of the core, Olympus might not be able to take this game. Don't forget, they're gonna go for a Diggy again to try to counter the Atlas. I don't believe they packed Purify, not a lot of Purify across the board at the same time. So really depends on this Gushen, I would say, for Olympus in order to take this game. But you know what? Onto the board, onto the battlefield we go, as we're hopping back once again into the battlefield of Mobile Legends. And oh, quick trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, our producer Snow is the number 10 Sicilian in Singapore, flexing that Sicilian power. Thank you very much. It's just wonderful tidbits of information. That is why Snow went on in with the Sicilian once again. And what is Olympus gonna do? Spirit's gonna start the Wen with the red buff with the help of Atlas at the same time. Thank you very much. And also, oh, would this be a 1-2-2 with Lunox in the mid lane and Sicilian? Now, Gushen, okay, going to get the red buff instead. We're not seeing like invades across the board right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys know these teams who are playing, you know, give the chat a huge shout out, because I believe Olympus, the red team right here, needs all your support they need, especially the Gushen. Gushen will be the main playmaker. Yes, I'm hyping this up a lot more because I want to see that Gushen going in with a 1v2. Well, that is a very nice Sanguine Claw. The bad impact goes down. Feels like another scuffle going to happen at the bot side as they chase down Apollo. Oh no, Sage with Sage ulti is up. She can potentially dive or basically run away. Ultimate will be used. Ares looking very low. Snow is still on the charge, but Sapu is on the other side. Crossbow tank not up, so don't worry, as Lunox will be picking up first blood as Sapu on the Wen will be picking up that kill as well, pushing their goal lead ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Olympus mistake that they make, as this could be a potential team wipeout in this early game. Alright, never mind. 4 team members of Olympus is down. Sage looking very low this time. Will she be able to run away? But oh, Snow, that wonderful. Oh my goodness, what? Oh, Snow, that Sanguine Claws going in, and wow, look at the amount of kite that Sage has done. Beautiful jukes, beautiful outplays coming out from our Lunox player. It's just beautiful. It's like a beautiful piece of art. Once again, Chinese Elf looking very low. The crossbow tank is up. He's like teasing. Oh, crossbow tank is not up, my bad. As he's practically teasing, but Ares jumps in on the other side, cutting off the escape of Wen, as Wen will potentially go. No, okay, will go down, as Soul will be dragged back in. Apollo, playmaker, go in, assassinates the Atlas as they will be walking out of there. Well, very good trade, taking out taking out the Wen, taking out Soul. As all Spirits may have overstayed their welcome. The Ares shoves the members of Spirits to the wall as Sage has forced to use the ultimate on the light form and goes away. But, oh, Apollo goes in with Assassinate. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Gushin needs to take this kill as Gushin shuts down Spirits Invade, and they are finally looking to go back online in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it feels like Olympus is back in business, and hopefully Apollo will be abusing this early gold lead that they have secured in order to get this game back. Oh my goodness, that was a very good assassination coming, or basically a skill land coming out from Apollo. Alright, so Spirits kind of overstayed their welcome. Invade, they got a little bit too cocky. They've ended that first game super early on with like, what, 10 minutes? Just 10 minutes? They ended the game in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And they're just looking super cocky. They feel very good themselves, but this time round, it feels like the proud. It feels like the story of the proud hare, as Olympus is gonna be literally turtling up as much as possible, letting Apollo do these side ganks. And don't forget, Spirits is on a 1-2-2. As Olympus is on a 1-3. Well, technically not 1-3-1. Oh, Chinese Elf fatally going down, but Chinese Elf did not pack that Purify. So therefore, he's gonna go down to Sapu. He used the flicker instead. They trusted Salu too much. Now, Olympus is looking to rotate bottom, but that when Sapu and Sol is already out of there, so they rotated for no reason. You know, just to get that steps pedometer up. You know, that exercise kind of thing. But oh, Sage looking to get caught up. Flicker will be used. Apollo dives right in. Sage will be forced to use the ultimate of the light form to disengage, as Snow dives in with the bad feeds to protect his teammate as well. Okay, Apollo, Snow sidestep a little bit too much, as Sapu is just having a field day against Chinese Elf, as the crossbow attack will be activated and takes the Jawhead down. Ares charging up, jumps right in, cutting off the escape. Apollo, nope, just gonna turn right back. But don't forget, Sapu will be brought back by the Diggy, and look at that. Look at how mobile Sapu, look at how mobile that 1-1 is in this point of time, and it's just not looking very good for the red team. They have to, it's just, like I said, it just boils down to Apollo. That Gushin Assassinate needs to land down, needs to, basically, it takes a miracle. It takes Apollo to practically 1v3. Alright, looking back at the items right now, 3k in the richest person in Olympus is still Esmeralda, is still farming at the top lane. But then again though, Wen is at a 4k gold lead. She has the Swift Boots, at the Corrosion side, he's going to build into more attack speed, exactly what a 1-1 is required. Well, Sicilian doesn't really require much items at all. With a mask, he just needs the stacks. But speaking of which, Sapu, just dodging left, right, center, but off screen right there, we can see a last minute crossbow attack will be there to secure Sapu the kill, and definitely gonna leave Chinese Elf slightly bamboozled, confused. I thought I had that fight, but no, crossbow attack is there to equalize. Okay, Apollo, this is the miracle I was talking about. Sage dives in, but before that, Apollo manages to assassinate Snow, as Snow is lying on the floor. Will the Spirits press on the attack as Olympus backs away? They're like, okay, Olympus is like, I got that kill, let's just back off. We're not gonna take those risky dives or risky rotation that we are very well known for. I kind of branded them that they are very like high risk, high reward kind of team, as they're looking to those aggressive plays. But right now, Olympus kind of respects Spirits on the other hand. And Anubis is going to be using the ultimate, but I don't think that Anubis will be getting out alive, as 2 ultimates will be used on top of Anubis. Okay, Apollo looking for a gank. Sapu looking very nice right here. Well, Apollo turned that around, but there's an imminent threat of Soul diving in with the ejected form with the Fatal Links, as they are both just gonna zone each other out. Blue team Spirits looking to take this turret instead. They've identified the winning condition, which is to take this middle lane turret, therefore opening up the map. The bottom lane looking very clean on the side of Olympus. They have no turrets to prevent that wave of minion marching in. Oh, very nice knockup for Snow. Snow looking in a lot of trouble, as Snow will be kiting 2 members of Olympus down, and he still survives. But before that, Ares will be taking down. Apollo looking very low right here. Okay, Sage will not be able to look for Apollo, but Soul comes in a little bit too late. Fatal Links is up though. Then again, Phantom will be using that last Insanity with the very nice combo, one more combo, holding on to that Fatal Links, but the Diggy ultimate would not be able to save Olympus as Apollo will be the last, well, one of the last people standing right there. And Apollo, oh, that, what? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it's just, this game is so quick. Like, this is only the 8-minute mark, and look at the turrets of Olympus in the mid lane and the bottom lane. It's just super clean. And it's just, I don't know how it comes to here. Well, Apollo, it takes a miracle for Apollo to carry this team, but right now, okay, Chinese Elf landing that unstoppable force on top of Sapu, but would not be able to lock down as Sapu will be activating the crossbow attack. Ares is the one taking most of the damage, swaps the target over onto Anubis as the Wen will be taking up the top double kill, well, technically triple kill coming out from Sapu as Apollo goes down. What is Salu be able to do in terms of defending this remaining mid turret as Spirit is just knocking on the turret's door as Sage dives in onto Salu, taking turret shots after turret shots as Sage takes down Salu, going in the egg form, spinning in despair, and watches Spirits going up against the top lane turret. Ares, there is no one here to follow up. You can dive in, but what can you do? Anubis charging out the ultimate, dives right into Sage, but Sage goes into the invulnerability format. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be super important as, well, Sapu is just taking triple kills after kills. He's just super tanky, literally showing how to play Wen. Oh lord, holy moly, that was another clean match. It's like, how long does it? Wait, hold on a second. It's just 10 minutes, right? It was just 10 minutes. Both games. Spirit's taking the whole series. 2 games, 10 minutes. It's less than one Dota match or less than one League of Legends match, and we're already seeing this result coming out from Spirits. Spirits with that Wen, literally Sapu showing showing Apollo how to go in with the Wen. Look at that, 40% damage. Snow is like, okay, you know what? I'm just here as a support. I'm not here doing much of the damage. I know as Sage is the one diving in, dishing out so much damage on top of the side of Olympus. As we look at the items once again, it's just, I don't know. Apollo is the playmaker. He's the one who sets down, you know, the setup. But then again, there's no one to follow up. It's just, I would say, if Apollo, like I said, it takes a miracle for Olympus to be able to take this game. And if Apollo did not execute like a 1v3 or 1v4 outplay, that Olympus might have won. Like literally, if Olympus had that Gusion to do that 1v4 dream, you know, that 1v4 Gusion dream, assassinates everyone with that AoE assassination, with the daggers flying everywhere, flicking her fingers like a madman. That is the only winning condition that Olympus needs in order to take this game, but they did not see that coming. Spirits will be going up, I believe, into the finals. Oh my goodness, these games are very good. Initially and early on in the day, we saw how Olympus just sweeping up team Priceless as well, and they just take the game very cleanly. But then again, as we thought that Olympus is looking very strong, Spirits comes in with a clean 20-minute game. It feels like, you know, one of the members like telling, hey, you know what? Can we end early? I need to go to the toilet, and then Spirits like, I got you covered, bro. And literally ends the game in 10 minutes. That is what I felt from Spirits, as they'll be going up into the finals. And on the other side, we already resolved the other semifinals that's ongoing and on the same time. Team Panic and Indominus went up toe-in-toe, with Team Panic getting 2-0. So we have finally come to this point of the grand finals. Well, not grand finals, but the finals for Singapore Polytechnic qualifiers for Campus Legends 2020 Mobile Legends Bang Bang, which is Team Panic going up against Spirits. Now, I don't really know any information from Team Panic, but as of now, it feels like Team Panic won Indominus with a very clean fight of 2-0 at the same time. Well, don't forget, Spirits and Olympus, they also had a very clean fight as well. So who shall win and represent represent Singapore Polytechnic for Campus Legends in Phase 2? Don't go away. We'll stay tuned.